Million viewers watched him compete in season 7 of American Idol. Since then, he's had 8 studio albums, chart-topping hits, and sold-out concerts all over the world. And tonight, we are so lucky to have him performing right here in Houston. David Archuleta, come on out of door number 2. Welcome to Houston Life. It's so great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
My hometown brother, have a seat here. Okay, so this is such a small world because I feel like you are my younger, better looking, more talented little brother. We both grew up in Salt Lake City. We have very similar backgrounds. Yeah. And it seems like you are just cruising now. Tell us what you've been up to. How is life?
Life has been good. I've just continued with music. I have had a little bit of some challenges this year. I had to get vocal surgery. I was supposed to go on tour. I couldn't talk for 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
But I did voice therapy, did voice rest. The surgery went well. The summer I did a musical. That was my first time being in a musical, so that was pretty fun.
And this was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in southern Utah at Tuacahn, the outdoor amphitheater there.
Yeah.
And how was that experience for you? Because you're no stranger to the stage, but musical theater is very different than what you do typically every day.
Yeah, because you have to, they choreograph things and you're interacting with all these other performers. And I was really intimidated at first, but it was so much fun because you're sharing an experience with all these amazingly talented people, like telling a story to the audience together. You feel really supported and just, it's really cool, a very unifying experience.
Is that costume heavy?
That one wasn't. They made sure that everything was light because it was in the desert of southern Utah, like just an hour outside of like Zion National Park and hour and a half from Vegas. So it was pretty hot in the summer.
Let's roll the clock back all the way to 2008, because David, I feel like you have this magical quality. You can sort of reach through the screen. People love you. Grandparents love you. Teenagers love you. Everyone, I don't know a single person who doesn't like you. And at that time, well, don't focus on the haters. There are always going to be a few haters, right? Just sitting at home. But 2008, though, when you were named runner-up of American Idol, a lot of people just sort of, at that point, their career stops and maybe we don't hear from them again. And it seems like you really hit the ground running. You recorded a studio album, and I know that the work you do is really difficult. What is it that gives you the drive to continue getting out there on stage, to continue touring and getting into the studio recording new music?
I think it's having to fight resistance because I naturally want to just I've always wanted to just like hide from the spotlight. And so I feel like something like American Idol was really helpful because it pushed me to go out of my comfort zone, put myself in front of a bunch of people. If it weren't for people, even like my dad believed in my career way more than I did. Because I was like, I don't have anything more special than anyone else here. So I needed people to kind of push me to be in front of people, and really it's just the support of other people and connecting with them that motivates me to do what I do. I long for connection, but like genuine connection. And so music is a way I can do that. And so even though I have to fight like, oh, I don't want to be in front of everybody and like having to put myself in a place where everyone has an opinion of me, for me it's worth it to be able to connect with people and help them feel connected to something deeper, hopefully a deeper part of themselves, or just having a good time with the music and refreshing people's lives.
One of the ways you connect with people is through social media, and you have literally millions of followers on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And the interaction with your viewers, how does that fuel your work? Because I know that when you're a public figure, not only is your talent on stage, but your personal life is on stage, and that can be a lot of pressure for people.
Yeah, I think just starting with American Idol, it's trial and error of like how to set your boundaries and your limits on opening up to people, and also what you realize, like, okay, I want to keep this to myself, because you can keep giving and people want to know like every little thing about you. And at first I was like, okay, I'm going to share everything with them, but then you're like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. I need to like keep things just in my own little world as well. But sometimes you don't have a choice. Like they're watching, even when you like celebrities, they're trying to keep things private, and there's the paparazzi like, oh, look, we're spying on them and find out where they are somehow. But I like to share. I like to share my journey because like I said, I'm looking for like an authentic connection, for genuine connection with people. Otherwise, I don't feel fulfilled in what I'm doing. So it can be like a double-edged sword because sometimes it's like, oh, I'm sharing too much, or I'm like putting myself out there. And my mom's like, Dave, you don't have to share too much with people. Like you should keep some things to yourself. But I'm like, Mom, I'm just like throwing it up on everyone though, because like if I don't do that, I feel inauthentic, and I don't want to be portraying myself in a way that I'm not. And that can be dangerous sometimes because it's like, then you're like exposing yourself too much. You put yourself out in a very vulnerable place. But I feel really blessed with the followers I have and the fans because they're so supportive, and I feel like they really have my back, and they genuinely want to. I feel like they look after me almost. Like I've a lot of, like you said, they're grandmas and moms. Like I don't know why. But for some reason they just want to like look out for me, make sure I'm doing well, that my love life is going well, and that my family's doing okay. They'll buy me gifts for my sisters and my mom and my cat and just all these random things, and I'm like, I don't know why they're so invested, but I appreciate it.
It's sweet. It's really sweet. They're asking, are you eating, David? Are you okay? Are you healthy?
Yeah, they're always sending me food and cookies, and like super nice people.
Well, listen, speaking of food and cookies, you and I, we've already established we both grew up not far from one another. In fact, I'll be at my mom's house, for the holidays in Sandy, Utah, down the road. But because now you live in Nashville, but you're visiting Texas and you have your Utah roots, we decided we would play a little trivia game. And this is kind of a mashup of Texas and Utah trivia. So you ready for this?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
You don't say!
All right, you don't say. This is a little game that doesn't exist outside of Houston life, but we hope you enjoy it. Number one, you might be from Utah if you say, oh my blank.
Heck.
Is it oh my, you said heck.
Oh, sorry.
No, you got it. The answer is C, oh my heck. The other choices were oh my gourd and oh my lady. Oh my heck is the correct choice.
Oh, I ruined it. I didn't.
No, you didn't ruin it at all. And the thing is, Texans, it freaks people out. Oh my heck is not a common thing here. Okay,
funny.
1 for 1 so far. What's a popular dish served in your hometown? Is it A, a hoagie sandwich, B, steamed spinach, or C, green Jello salad with cottage cheese?
Well, green Jello salad for
Green
sure.
Jello salad. Where did that even come from?
I'm not sure. I think it's just a really easy gift, like thing to bring to gatherings, and Utah's so communal, so that's something that's like doesn't take a lot of effort.
Well,
yes, I didn't know it was cottage cheese in there.
It's cottage cheese, it's
I just always would eat it.
pineapple and pecans. And David, I was gonna make this for you last night. I sent Brandon to the grocery store. He got everything and we didn't make it. So I'm sorry, I would have served it to you.
It's okay.
Okay, you're 2 for 2. What goes on French fries? Is it A, ketchup, B, mayo, or C, a combination of the two?
Combination of the two.
Also known as fry sauce. David, I love this.
Yep.
Okay, question number 4. At a funeral, you might eat A, funeral potatoes, B, funeral cookies, C, funeral salad.
I mean, you'll have everything, but the signature is funeral potatoes.
You are good at this.
You have to. Well,
funeral potatoes.
It's Utah. You're bringing out the Utah in me right now.
Okay, I love this. So it's like a casserole.
Things? I guess like.
Dude, they are so Utah. Do people know what funeral potatoes are in Nashville?
I think people call them. I think they call it something
potatoes.
Potato casserole.
Yeah. Okay, couple questions for Texas before we take a quick break. Buc-ee's. It's a popular destination in Texas. What is it? Is it A, a convenience store, B, a water park, C, a dance club?
Oh my gosh. Well, we were just there last night.
Oh, so you know.
So we were there, the convenience store, gas station extraordinaire.
Mega center, clean bathrooms.
Amazing.
What did you buy there, David?
I bought chapstick.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, it's $1 for chapstick there, and it's great chapstick. It has like the beeswax and everything. So.
You will never forget Buc-ee's because of that chapstick.
No, we've had like Christmas tours in the past where we would have like a white
White elephant, yeah.
with Buc-ee's things. So
Oh, you're kidding.
yeah.
Okay, we love that, David. Okay, David loves Buc-ee's. Okay, last question. How old would the late star Selena be? Of course, we know Selena, her last live televised concert was here at the Astrodome. You have 3 choices, though. Would she have been A, 45, B, 51, or C, 39?
Oh my gosh.
This is a
How old would she
tough
have
one. This is a
been?
really
Would she
tough
have been
one.
like 51?
51, bingo. 100%. David Archuleta, not only is
I
he
love you,
talented,
Selena.
he is super smart. We love you to the late Selena. Hard to believe she would have been 51.
I know. I just last night, because I was doing a couple shows in Texas, I'd sang a little bit of Selena. Maybe I'll have to do some tonight.
You should.
Because I love her. It was one of the very first songs I ever learned was Como la Flor.
Yeah,
When I was like 6 or 7 years old.
it's a beautiful song, and hard to believe she's been gone now 25 years, I think, 26
I
years.
love you, Selena.
Well, listen, more to come with David Archuleta. Welcome back to Houston Life. We are back with American Idol alum and music superstar David Archuleta, who is kind enough to make time for us on Houston Life. Before the big show tonight at House of Blues, H-Town is one of the last stops on his Christmas tour, The More The Merrier. And David, you really have a love for Christmas music. You have 2 holiday albums, is that right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so chat about the tour. And did we just get lucky here in Houston that we happen to be one of the last stops?
Yeah, this is my 3rd to last show. Then I go and finish in Arizona. But I'm singing a lot of songs from both of the albums. I did one in 2009 called Christmas from the Heart. And then that was like in the middle of like everything crazy after American Idol too. That was pretty funny. And my label didn't want me to do the Christmas album.
Why not?
Because they wanted me to focus on being just a pop artist. But I did the Christmas album. And anyway, and then in 2018, I did one independently, just as an independent artist. Yeah, that's video from Christmas Every Day. And
I remember this song.
Hey, yeah. So that was fun. It was called Winter in the Air, and I got to do a few original Christmas songs on there. And I'm singing a lot of those songs on the tour, the More The Merrier Christmas Tour.
And so again, we mentioned it's House of Blues tonight. We'll have the details up later in this segment. But after the tour happens, will you take any time off to just enjoy the holiday? And then in the new year, what does that bring for you?
Holiday, celebrate.
All right.
I'll be with my family. I'll be back.
You'll be down the street from me.
Down the street from you and your family. I'll just be able to throw a snowball over over to your house.
I caught it.
Yeah, it's funny, we don't do presents in my family. We haven't since I was a little kid, because I guess like none of us really were huge on presents. And it just seemed like the time together and eating was more of a thing. So my parents were like, I'm like, Mom, why did we stop? She's like, well, I couldn't afford it anyway. And it seemed like you guys didn't care anyway. So we continued, and like, we're better off from where we were before, but we just skipped out on the presents.
I think that's nice, though, because then you can focus on time together. By the way, your mom is from Honduras.
Yeah.
And your dad, Jeff, I mean, they really had an influence on your musical upbringing, right? Because they're both talented performers.
Yeah. My mom, she would do salsa music, and we grew up, I was born in Miami. That's where they met. And my dad was a jazz trumpet player. They used to be in a salsa band together. My mom was a singer and like front of it, and my dad was in the horns.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and so my dad also grew up doing musicals. So that's how I got into music, is he showed me a Les Miserables VHS tape of a PBS special, and I just became obsessed with it. And my mom then, literally a week after, my mom showed me Selena Quintanilla. And so that's why it was like literally one of the first songs I ever learned singing. She played me that whole album, Amor Prohibido, Bidi Bidi Bum Bum, and all that too. So that was the start of something new for me.
And your parents must be so proud to see you continuing to be so successful. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, I've had a tough relationship with my dad, and it got a lot of press on American Idol as well. But we're in a place where it's like, I'm older now, I'm an adult, and he's just continued with his thing, and like, he's proud of me. Like, I wouldn't be where I was if my dad didn't believe me and pushed me to go out in front of people, because I didn't want to be in front of people. And so, despite the challenge that it brought, like, I'm really glad that he gave me so many opportunities by just he believed in me. He's like, David, you're actually good at what you do. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I would get anxiety attacks because I didn't want to do it. And he encouraged me to believe in myself. And he's like, look, they're happy that you sang for them. Because I always thought I was going to be booed off stage when I was a little kid.
Wow.
And I don't know why it was like that, but I just was up until like American Idol, literally. And so I had a hard time accepting positivity, like praise.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I feel like I'm in a better place now, and I'm super appreciative of the people and their support. And thankful for my parents, what they've done for me. Thankful for my dad, even though we butt heads a ton. And
I think a lot of
Yeah.
people can relate to that, David. Well, listen, you got a lot of fans here in Houston, and for people out there who have not yet purchased their tickets, you can see this man, the one and only talented David Archuleta, tonight on stage, the More The Merrier Christmas Tour, happening in the Bronze Peacock at House of Blues. Doors open at 7. Tickets start at just $28, so snap them up. And by the way, for a link where you can find tickets for David's show tonight at House of Blues, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv. Look for that scene on Houston Life section. David, thanks so much for making time for us today.
thanks for having me.
It's great to meet you.
Another fellow Utah root person.
I know. My brother I never knew I had. We're so proud of you, David. Thanks for stopping by.
Derek.
We'll see you tonight at the show.